Hi and welcome back to Normski TV, doing another daily transfer. A lot of news today regarding Arsenal's incoming and outgoings, and listen, it looks like it's going to be a very busy summer for Arsenal. Now, let me first start off with this. Now, how true this is, I don't know. There's a claim from 90 Minutes that the Kroenke family have signed off a £250 million spending spree to be spent on players this summer. £250 million. I know I spoke about them securing £130 million from the Barclays. So where this other 120 millions come from, I don't know. Maybe these are just projected figures. Maybe after selling all their players, fringe players, that will bring that up to that kind of value. But 90 Min is reporting claims that they've signed off on a £250 million transfer budget, and report claims that the players, the report claims that the players that they want to target obviously are going to be players that they want to sign. They want players for the future, young players for the future. And listen, Edu apparently has asked for a massive budget so that we can try and catch our top four counterparts. Because right now, after finishing 8th twice in a row, in order for us to make any headway, we really do need to start spending big. Now, as I said, this is just rumours, but mate, sounds like a good rumour, but you just have to take it with a pinch of salt. All these kind of informations will come out. All these kind of rumours will come out that Arsenal got this massive war chest. If it is the case, then you need to get spending. Arsenal need to get spending. And let's start off first of all. We today, again, have been linked with, you never guess who. Yes, Houssem Aouar. Mr. Houssem Aouar, who plays for Lyon, who's currently, I think, playing for the French national side. He's been chosen for the French national side by Deschamps. And listen, the guy is going for a cut price of 250, sorry, cut price of 200, I've got 250 million pounds on my brain, 20 million pounds cut price. Now, last season, we was chasing this guy, all last season, we're looking at something, I think it was around about 55 million that Lyon wanted for him. And, the talk was, we was going to get this guy. He's a playmaker, can play in that 8 or in that number 6 role. Good player, scored 8 goals for Lyon last season. And, obviously came in with the assists. Now, £20 million. Now, the reason why that figure has dropped so low is because Lyon didn't make it into Champions League. And plus, maybe Lyon gonna need the money, so they've had to cut it from 55 million to 20 million pounds. He's still only 22 years old, so listen, his ceiling is still good. If we decide that in the future, this guy, if we do sell him on, we're gonna get a decent price for him. Now, would you go for Houssem Aouar? The Sun has been reporting it. Just reading from the Metro. Just read what it says. Arsenal have revived their move for Houssem Aouar and hope to finally secure a deal for his signature. With Lyon prepared to cash in on the midfielder for a fee of just £20 million. As I said, 55 million was slapped on his head last season, but obviously it was proving difficult to get. The director there was just difficult to deal with. And so at the end, I think his name is Jean Alous. I think that's the director's name, the football director. And he was playing hard ball to try and get him. But now it looks like they want to release him because obviously they're going to need the money. Now, there's going to be other suitors in there, looking at him as well. Now, would Houssem Aouar want to go to a club that's, are going to attract him, in terms of playing in Europe? Or would he, come to Arsenal? They're saying that they will be willing to pay him £100,000 a week. That's what they're talking about. It's going here. According to the Sun, Arsenal, ready to capitalise on the situation, would offer Aouar £100,000 a week contract to coax him to the Emirates. ahead of the 2021-22 season. Listen, it's not out of our reach, and as I said early on at the start, Arsenal have got this so-called £250 million war chest. Now, if that's the case, mate, get on it. Get the guy. That's what I've got to say. But remember, there are other targets out there that Arsenal are looking at, namely Neves from Wolves. Obviously, we're linked with Lokonga, Maddison, just to name a few. It is going to be a very busy summer for Arsenal. And I'm just hoping and praying that we will get some kind of deal done. But yes, we are linked again with Houssem Aouar, £20 million cut price. Can Arsenal do it? If you think Aouar would be a good fit for Arsenal, please put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think we should go for him, or do you think we should look at another target? As I say, 22 years old, good player, but it's just that Lyon are in this situation where they need the money. Also, talking about Maddison, we spoke about him yesterday, and this thing seems to be going. I know there's some fans out there that don't believe this story is true, but it seems to be in the headlines, and the writers are talking about it. It's been tweeted about a lot. This seems like Arsenal have got a massive interest in Maddison, and if we want him, according to Football London, we could complete a deal for Maddison for 60 million. Brendan Rodgers has already hinted that Arsenal can complete a 60 million transfer deal, but on one condition. Let's read what that condition is. James Maddison is a transfer target for Arsenal, but the Gunners will have to dig deep to complete the deal, as the midfielder signed a new contract with Leicester last year. Brendan Rodgers has already outlined the scenario that could see Arsenal seal a move for James Maddison in the summer transfer window. Football London understands that the Gunners are considering a move for the Leicester City midfielder after missing out on a deal for Binduea, who's now gone to Norwich, and with Martin Odegaard likely to stay at Real Madrid. Here it says, but whilst Arteta is an admirer of Maddison, and the 24-year-old is at the top of their list in the summer transfer window, there's one major sticking point. The Foxes are likely to demand over £60 million for this playmaker. But well, listen, guys, we've got £250 million in the bank. What are you saying? What are you saying? But listen, again, it's all speculation. As I said, Arsenal are linked with every Tom, Dick and Harry. That's all I've got to say on that situation, or on that note. But you just never know. You never know. I mean, it's good to know that we've been linked with these players. Do you think Maddison is worth that sort of money? Would he be a good addition to come in at Arsenal? The guy does score goals. He can play in that 8 role. He can play in that number 10 role, even play in that 6 role. You know what I mean? But the good thing about him is that he does score goals, and we are lacking goals in the midfield department. We're also linked with Jesus Corona. And his company plays for Porto, 28 years old. He has a buyout clause of, I think, about 21.5 million. And Arsenal are also interested in him. A very good player, and, he can play wing back as well as a right back, as well as a right midfielder, attacking midfielder. Now, I know Arsenal need a right back, and it depends on what system that Arsenal play, then maybe he would fit into Arteta's plans when it comes to, or formation, when it comes to the way Arteta sets out his team. He plays either with a 4-2-3-1, where he likes to use his wing backs, and we haven't currently, when I say currently, got a right back. Obviously, we've got Suarez, but he's not going to be our number one. This guy is 28 years old, very experienced, quick, and can score goals and can defend. So is it something that you would think about? Is it someone that you would like to see at a club? And, if Arsenal do, exact the release clause, then, there's a chance that we could get him. You know, there has to be no kind of negotiation apart from what he would be getting, you know, agreed fees and stuff like that. But as soon as we, you know, spark that release clause, then, you know, that part of it is pretty much straightforward. It's just a case of we stump up the money, we get the player. So Jesus Corona, you know, we're linked with him as well. So again, another player. So let's see what happens concerning that. Now, Joe Willock, who was on loan, done very well for Newcastle, you know, scoring 7 in 7. Literally, he really turned that side around. And Steve Bruce, I'm sure, would love to buy this player. You know, the sort of money that I think Arsenal would let him go for, and if Steve Bruce is willing to, or should I say Newcastle are willing to pay that, is anything between 25 and 30 million. If we could do that, then that money would obviously go towards one of the players that with someone like Ben White, who were, you know, looking to spend 45 million on, and, you know, 30 million towards that, you know, would be very good. So Joe Willock is a possibility that he could leave, or you may be given another chance in Arteta's side. But if not, I'm sure Arsenal have kind of put him out there, and if any offers do come in and the offers are good, then I'm sure Arsenal will take Newcastle up on that. So we have to just wait and see what happens. Obviously, he has to sit down with his dad, who's his representative, and talk this through to see what his future is. Because obviously Willock wants to play first team football. He's still young. Maybe we could put like a buyback clause or something like that, because if he does do well, then maybe it's something that we may want to put in the contract. But that all depends. It could take a lot longer than necessary. But as I said, we need to get rid of players and start bringing in the players. Now, Granit Xhaka, Roma. Now, we're hearing that Roma now are willing to begin negotiations again with Arsenal, and they're saying that they will pay the £17 million fee for Granit Xhaka to take him to Roma. Now, I hope that is true. I mean, I think, you know, Arsenal balked at the 15 million that they had actually bid for Granit, and Arsenal obviously said, nope, we want more than that. So 70 million, maybe a compromise. I think Arsenal wanted something like 20 million. I don't think you're going to get it. And, you know, my thing is, if, you know, Jose Mourinho starts to get a little bit cold feet, or Roma, then they're going to start looking elsewhere for other targets like Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa, which is going to be cheaper. But I don't know. I just need Granit Xhaka out. Need him out as soon as possible. And so I'm hoping that that deal will happen. We know that Mavropanos will be leaving for 7 million to Stuttgart. So that's one on the cards. Also, personal terms have been agreed with Marseille, with Mathieu Guendouzi. Again, you know, it doesn't look like he's going to have a future at Arsenal. And so I don't know what the fee will be, but I'm sure it'll probably be around about the £10 million mark. So things are happening. It looks like Arsenal are very, very serious now with regards to the transfer market. We have to do well. When you look at our fixtures for the first 3-4 games, they're tough. And so we've got to hit the ground running. We've got to make sure that we've got the players in place, you know, having their pre-season and making sure that they're ready to hit the ground running. So massive times ahead for Arsenal. I'm just going to look to see if there's any other news. But obviously the Houssem Aouar one is the kind of big one in terms of Arsenal showing interest. Now, there's talk about Aaron Ramsey possibly coming back to the Arsenal. You know, he's got, you know, good friends there. You know, he was talking in his press conference and he was saying, I'm a Juventus player, but, you know, not in so many words, but, you know, if there was a chance that he could go back, I'm not saying these are quotes that he said, but, you know, reading between the lines, if there's a chance that he could go back to England, would Arsenal be the one? You know, Sol Campbell came out and said maybe there's an option for him to come back and maybe investigate and see whether, you know, there's a possibility of returning back to the Emirates. I mean, he done well against Turkey, scoring a goal, fantastic goal. Could have scored an hat-trick, coming in from deep, making those nice runs. He's 28, 29? You know what I mean? It's just his wages. I mean, he went on a free, and, you know, his wages are quite big. So I just don't know whether Arsenal can afford his wages. And I don't want to be in a situation where we're paying over the odds for an aging player. But again, he's been linked with a return to Arsenal. Whether that happens, we'll have to watch this space. Now, let me just see if there are any other things that are springing out to me as we speak. We're having from the Express. Let's just have a look to see whether there's anything concerning where we're linked with anybody. And I don't see anything, so we can knock that on the head. But yeah, lots of things happening with the Arsenal. Hoping that we'll see some kind of deal happening, you know, in the next coming days, next few weeks, and that. But Arsenal are serious now when it comes now, you know, everywhere now where you read sport outlets and that are speaking about Arsenal being very serious about getting players. Now, we may have to pay over the odds for certain players, even though we're not playing in Europe. But in order for us to stay on the coattails of our rivals, we need to spend big. We need to get in quality players. We're hoping that the name alone, playing at the Emirates, will be enough to attract them. Now, Arteta is not a big name, but can he convince them to come? Will Houssem Aouar come to Arsenal? We chased him all last season. Instead, we got Thomas Partey. And a lot of people saying we didn't need a Thomas Partey. We needed a Houssem Aouar. We needed some kind of attacking. We needed goals from midfield. We've now got Thomas Partey. We need someone alongside him. So, you know, we're looking at Albert Lokonga. If we get him, he's a young guy, got a lot of energy. What about Yves Bissouma? You know, is he a possibility that we can get? I've talked about Neves. We need midfield bodies, and we need them soon. We need them soon to help, Thomas Partey. I don't want to see Granit Xhaka in a red shirt. Not next season, mate. Hoping that Arsenal will accept the bid of 17 million if it comes in. And if that's the case, adios, Mr. Granit Xhaka. Thanks for your time. But that's it. We don't need you anymore now. Need to move on, and move on quickly. So guys, that's it for now. Obviously, more news obviously will be coming in after I do this transfer daily, and obviously tomorrow and over the weekend. But tonight is the big one, England against Scotland. Big, massive game. Tierney obviously will be representing Scotland. Hopefully will be fit to play tonight. And obviously I'm hoping that Saka will get a run out. But look, you know, England, I think might have too much for Scotland. But I'd still hope that Tierney, you know, gives a good account of himself. I hope he gives a good account of himself. And the good news on that is he's involved with contract talks, and that's going pretty well. And he's looked like he's on the verge of, you know, obviously signing the deal. Where he's going to do that, maybe it will be after when they get knocked out. Sorry, Scotland, sorry. But it looks like he will be signing a long-term contract with Arsenal. I'm hoping the same thing will with Smith Rowe as well, that he will be signing a long-term contract after an abysmal bid from Aston Villa. But things are looking good. You know, the wheels are starting to turn slowly. We've got in the car, we've started the engine, and we're starting to move slowly. Hopefully now we'll start picking up pace and start seeing some kind of movement in the transfer. Listen, guys, thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for your support. Please subscribe if you're new, share, and I'll see you on the next Transfer Daily. Take care.